Greetings, fellow weekend warriors and experimenters. As you may know, if you've done enough home improvement projects, sometimes you run into a situation that you kind of wonder if there's another way to do it. You can look around, and what I've got for you today may be probably different and also kind of sums up a bunch of different things that you may find out on YouTube or elsewhere on the web. But here's the story. If you just kind of look around, this is a wet bar at my parents' place, and I've started removing wallpaper. Actually, the story is I came in and I went to remove a layer of wallpaper, and I was quite happy because it came down in about a half hour until I removed the remaining glue and realized there's another layer beneath it. And this is fighting me. This has taken me about a half a day to get this much, and it's kind of random because I've been spraying different areas and then going back and trying to peel off what I can. It's coming off in tiny little bits. So I've got this one clear area down here where I haven't really touched. That little bit that's come off, that came with when I pulled down the first layer. But other than that, what I'm going to do, since the prevailing wisdom is water and fabric softener, I've been using just plain water because I just didn't want to waste a bunch of fabric softener. Obviously, it's working, but it's not going so well. I want to do water versus water with fabric softener versus, and it's going to sound weird, water with baby shampoo. The baby shampoo actually comes from experience that I've had after looking it up on YouTube and finding some good videos that explained it. The baby shampoo works really nice as what they call a slicking agent, and it can be used for removing window film from windows. The idea is you put up or you spray it liberally, and then after you spray it liberally, then you cover it with a piece of plastic, and the plastic holds the moisture in and forces, since the window film is actually porous, the water will work its way through to the other side where the glue is and reactivate it so you can just slide the window film off. My hope is that one of these will help me to slide some of this wallpaper off. It'd be nice to be able to pull it off without having a ton of tiny little things and then having to skim coat the walls because of all the little gouges that end up in there. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up, and I'll come back and I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, one down. This is just the plain water on the left here. These are not going to be perfectly equal in size, but they'll be close enough. It's 11:30. I'm going to let it sit for a half hour. Meanwhile, I'm going to get the other two going. And if there's still time within that half hour, I'm just going to get to spraying and trying to get some of the other stuff off around here. Okay, here we are about 10 minutes later, and I put the water with fabric softener. And in case you're wondering, I put probably about a tablespoon of fabric softener for 16 ounces of water. I wet down actually from top to bottom where you see that new bag put up against it. And I kept going back and forth until I pretty much ran out when the sprayer started spitting because it couldn't pick up enough. The other thing is when I did the first part, I actually sprayed it and then I realized, oops, I forgot to perforate the wallpaper with that little hockey puck thing. So I sprayed a bunch, then I did the hockey puck, and then I sprayed a bunch more, and I did it again, and then I sprayed until I finished out. So I followed that same pattern over here just so that as an experiment, that's more of a constant between the two. So to also follow the constant when I move over to the next one here, I'm going to do this with the baby shampoo, probably about a tablespoon to the 16 ounces. And I try to make the water as hot as I possibly can. And that's pretty much it. So let's get this next part done. Okay, another 8 minutes later, and the water with baby shampoo went on. I actually noticed when I was putting that in there that when I went to go use the hockey puck and score the paper, it actually seemed like it was scoring better. I don't know how to describe it. It seemed like it was digging in easier right away. So we'll see if that really makes a difference. But now that it's been basically 15 plus minutes, I'm going to come over here. You can see this is pretty much dried out on the top, but where the plastic is, it looks like it's still reasonably moist. So I just want to see, I'm going to try and scrape this and see where it wasn't covered with the plastic, whether or not it helped. All right, folks, well, there you have it. The baby shampoo does look promising, so I want to continue to experiment a little bit with this. I'm going to basically, I think I'm going to do this whole section with baby shampoo. I'm going to wet it all down. I'm going to make sure it's all good and perforated. I'm going to cover it up with plastic bags, or if you've got plastic sheeting, that'll work. And then I'm going to go have lunch, and I'll come back in a bit and we'll see what this looks like. Okay, folks, it's been about another hour, and I made another little discovery, but let's go ahead and pull this off and see how well this comes off, how well everything comes off. Okay, well, it's literally been a couple of minutes, and that's how much I managed to get off. Now, I think some of that on the right side is because the adhesive behind the wallpaper just wasn't as strong. But also, that's the side where I did the baby shampoo. It seems like the baby shampoo is working a little bit better than just plain water. So if you want to try that, you can go ahead and try it. If you really want to validate this experiment, go ahead and do it again yourself. It doesn't really take a whole lot of time to put the experiment together and try it yourself and see if somehow one of them works better than another for you. The reality is wallpapers are different. The first wallpaper I took down only took me like a half hour to get it off, and then like 2 hours to clean up all of the adhesive that was behind it, which then revealed this layer of wallpaper. And this one is just coming off in tiny little pieces. But there is one more little thing I should probably show you, and forgive me, like I said, I'm off tripod here, so it's not the steadiest shot. But I went out to the garage just out of curiosity, and I found another tool, and it's this scraper, which seems to be working a whole lot better than the putty knife that I was using before. So I've moved on to this scraper, and it's really helping me on this end of things, knocking this down a lot faster than I was before. So it's still going to take me at least the rest of today to finish this entire room. But I'll be happy once that's done, because then I can skim coat and move on to the next part of the project. I hope you learned something from this video. If nothing else, just that you can try experiments. You do want to kind of know what you're doing before you start experiments. And I am a scientist. I do have 2 high-tech degrees. I've learned the scientific method, and you know, one of the keys there is to make an experiment that's repeatable. And I think this one is. So if somebody else wants to try it, go ahead and post your results and send me a note. I'd be more than happy to link to you. That's it for now. Maybe I'll show you a picture when I'm done. Okay, folks, it's actually a couple of days later, lots of other things to do, but I'm getting ready to skim coat the walls here. I already skim coated a couple of them. And this area down here where I did the test, over on the right, there's very little damage and gouging, and that was using the baby shampoo. Now, I don't know if that's a conclusive result, but that kind of seems to be where I am. It didn't really seem while I was doing it like it made a whole heck of a lot of difference, but noticing that there's not a whole lot more damage there, that could have also been that there wasn't enough adhesive there and it just came off that much easier, not requiring me to kind of go at it with a scraper. So I don't know. My conclusion here is that it's somewhat inconclusive. Maybe if I had more time, maybe I could prove whether the baby shampoo was actually a good thing. If you want to repeat the experiment, I welcome you to do that, and I welcome you to comment on this. I'd love to hear what other people come up with. If there are other solutions, really the objective here is to figure out what is simple, cheap, and doesn't involve really caustic chemicals. You don't want to be breathing that stuff. I'm in this small room here. Been working for the last several days on different things. This has been a crazy experiment. I know this has been a long video. Hopefully I've edited it down to something reasonable. But if you feel like doing the experiment yourself, feel free to let me know how it went, share with others, and we'll see if, as a community, we can come up with a solution that's not, where everybody always says to do it this way. Let's see if we can find something that works. Thanks for watching.